Your fingers and toes circulate super feel good through your body. Arms up to the ceiling. Lace your hands back over your head. Stretch out nice and long behind you. Welcome to YouTubers. We're just showing up for Wednesday sacred class. Stretch out nice and long behind you. Welcome to YouTubers. We're just showing up for Wednesday sacred class. That was my bad. Sorry about that. Good. Now draw your knees in, roll around on your back a little bit, or a lot of bit. Have fun rolling around on your back. IntoxicatedTurtles.com. Welcome to the YouTubers around the world. Maine, Spain to Ukraine, we're all here. If you're brand new, this is Greg. Looney should be in a moment, the cat. Good, roll around the other way. Good, let's roll up and light this candle, shall we? I'm going to stare directly into the camera. Hello, it's good to see you. My name is Greg. Looney is the cat that goes up and down the brand new cat tree. You see this? See this cat tree? Maybe if you haven't seen it before, this is the new cat tree for Looney. He's wildly enthralled with it. He should be in a moment. But I teach yoga and we're simulcasting from Pleasant Hill, California. A lot of you have already been with us for a while. Welcome. I just always like to say hello if you're brand new. You're scared of yoga. You think you can't do it. You think it's for 11-year-olds or circus performers or acrobats, and certainly for them, but it's for you as well. I've got a simple sequence of movements. Anybody can do it. And all you got to do is sit down and start. So that's my invitation. If you do this consistently, persistently over a long period of time, you'll feel much better. You'll get much more clear in your head, much more calm in your heart, much more at ease in your body, and whatever sense of spiritual connection you have to a power greater than yourself, feel free to call it God if you want. I do. You'll get much more of that. In other words, there'll be an increase of the best of living, and there'll be a decrease in the worst of it. And that's the best deal I got, and it's a damn good deal. So thank you for liking and subscribing. Shoulders, 1. We have people from all the continents of the world except for Antarctica. Penguins don't like yoga for some reason. 4. I've tried marketing to them consistently. 7, 8. Good, you might say, well, what are we supposed to be doing? How about sitting on your butt, taking your shoulders around in a circle? You don't need any more information than that. Stop thinking so much. Me too. 7, 8. So a sub-name for this is Tiny Room Yoga, because even though I'm in a tiny room, I can broadcast yoga around the world. This is called Upward Spiral Enterprises. We do yoga, we do life coaching, we do music production, we learn, we life coach. Miracles happen in this very room. When you have a miracle, you say, poof. But this is evidence. You can take any size room and mold it to your dreams. Poof. Good job. Little baby forward fold. I don't care how flexible you are. I care how good you feel in a forward fold. Relax your shoulders. This is a lot of yin yoga. Take your time. Be patient. Let the flywheel of your mind slow down. Pull the pin out of your hair. Wag your head a little bit. If I was at your house, I'd put my hands on your shoulder blades. I'd push your shoulder blades wider. My teacher used to put his foot or his knee on my head and push my head all the way down to the floor and then sit on me. That's good for about 10 years. Good. Now, from fingertips, long spine, look forward. Does that make sense? Plus, I'm going to wiggle my buns because I can. It's part of my job. Exhale, deepen. Now you might think the camera has froze or the YouTube is stalled. It's called time and space. It's weird. Good job. Next inhale. Come on up. Ooh, that feels so good. I could not live without yoga. Yoga is a gift from God. Inhale for an Om, since you're at home. Om. Hands at your heart. Is this Sunday school? No, it's Wednesday school. Close your eyes and radiate love and blessings and healing and harmony. Do we really make a difference in the world? We should find out. I think we do. Okie doke. Our legs go the other way. There's a certain ritual to these movements, isn't there? A system. Here's an idea if you're one of my really tight friends from Tennessee or one of my crispy friends from Cleveland, you can get some yoga blocks and you can lean forward. Now, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but it may not be. You might be really tight. But if I balance my head, that's a little tall for me. That's bordering on the absurd. But if I have blocks there, I can look at. First, you got to look. Here's Looney on his new tree. If you haven't seen him, this is Looney Cat. That is the best idea that I've ever had in my entire. That's it. That's the pinnacle of my achievement. Because now he's going to take a nap, and people that are watching that love cats are going to subscribe no matter if they like my class or not. That's how smart I am. Okay, come forward again. I'm not much, but I'm all I think about. And you couple my intelligence, my charm, and charisma with my humility, you have an unbeatable combination. That and the big black cat. Okay, 10 seconds. I'll shut up, I promise. Good kitty. Good, come on up. So if you're out there in YouTube land and you just saw that and you haven't liked and subscribed yet, now is the time. Okay, I'm going to go back to the regular cross of my legs. Good kitty. Taking a bath up there. I tried to take a bath up there. It was not a good idea. Drop your chin, take your head around. 1. Leave me a comment about your pet, whether it's fur or feathers. 4, 5. We have fun. We share love and mirth and amusement in this class. Other way. Some yoga is a bit too, how shall we say, stick up your butt, kind of too austere and rigid. 5, 6, 7. Good. Now relax your head down for 20 seconds. You can unclench your cheeks, all 4 of them. Just breathe, aim your attention down to your beautiful guts. Okay, now this is a special one I only do for special guests, the world, and we haven't done it for a couple of weeks, but right fingers back left corner. And my neck has been a little crabby, so I'm going to tilt my head over to the right. Then I'm going to drop my chin. Then I'm going to close my eyes. And then I'm just going to let it slowly and patiently release. I relax my mouth. Sometimes I accidentally drool. You just can't go at 110% all the time. You just can't. We'll drive ourselves nuts. Good. We'll tilt our head back up. And when I tilt my head this way and look up, I can see my cat, and that makes me ridiculously happy. Now I'm going to drop my chin. Upward spiral yoga with Greg and Looney. It's a worldwide phenomenon. We're going to go for that billion subscriber mark this year. Only about 999 million to go, but you got to dream big. 2025 is the year of absurd, ridiculous, better than too good to be true, exceedingly and abundant, above and beyond developments. Good, my friendly friends. Very nice. Click it back up. Speaking of cats, we need cats. Cats need us. KNEAD. This is just one of those movements. You're happier. Good. Now, acupressure, bang the thenar eminence together, the base of your hands. This gives you strong hair and nails, lustrous hair, and a giant throbbing bank account. Everybody that knows me ends up with way more money. Okay, now I'm gonna push in here. Push, smush. Now, are we going for money specifically? No, we seek first the kingdom of heaven, of course, but it's God's great pleasure to pour out his blessings to his kids. Do you like to make your kids happy? Is that a stupid question? Good, now push down, go over. 1, 2. I think I invented all these movements, but somebody else might have, but I'm borrowing them. 5. Doesn't matter who invented it. It matters that we use it. Now, this is weird. I'm going to push down, straighten my arms, and lean forward. If you got those really long arms and 2 elbows in each arm, hard. Lean forward, though. Good. Okay, now we're vultures. Good vultures. 2 pieces of carry-on only. Now the back of your hands, just mush and smush. Had a giant guitar lesson today with my cruel but friendly guitar teacher. And man, we were working on barred chords. My hands were so sore. Side, side. Back up, over, forward, around, and down. 1, 2. Now, while we're doing 8 of these, I'm of the opinion we should always be learning something kind of difficult, challenging, really pushes us to the limit. So I don't know what that is. I bet you're really good at a lot of things, but if we just stay there, then no more fun. So learn something new. Have it be hideous and horrible, then it'll get fun. Music's been pretty nasty for about 2.5 years. It's kind of getting fun. Drop your chin, close your eyes. But whatever you're going to do and learn, you need your hands. So 1, 2, 5. Hi, how are you? So I put cat treats up there. Other way, salmon flavored temptations, they're called. Put a couple of cat toys up there. I put a fluffy up there. I was praying for ways to grow my YouTube channel, and you need a cat tree, bro. It's weird where ideas come from, don't you think? I don't think they come from inside of my head. I think great ideas are floating in the ether. And if you pray and meditate and do yoga and talk to friends, your mind will catch these ideas, and then you can take them to the bank. Ups and downs. What do you want to do? Start a business? Get married, have kids, what do you want to do? What's your dream? Faster, faster. Good. Now shake it out again. Turn it over to the universe. Quit trying to figure everything out. You dream, universe figures it out. Now cup your hands at your heart and feel your hands vibrating. That's the feeling of abundance coming your way. New people, new relationships, new creativity, new collaborations, new projects. More will be revealed. Okay, we continue. Stretch your pins out. Pins are a euphemism for your legs. And pull your toes in toward you. Stretch toes open. Sit up tall. Now, this could be a very lazy, just kind of mailing it in pose, or you could get, what's a good word? Frisky. You could get frisky and risky. Big fake smile. Stick your little toes out to the side. Stretch your feet open. Sit up really tall. Pretend there's a porcupine just underneath you, and you should probably sit up. Unless you like sitting on porcupines, and there are different YouTube channels for that, not me. Good, now I'm going to put my hands on the floor, feet in. And kids, there's a full moon arising in a couple of days. Lift up. 3 days till full moon. Lift up. This is my favorite phase of the moon, waxing gibbous. So I'm going to wax my gibbous a little bit. Up you go. Good, come on down. Even if you're brand new, you're just tuning in for the first time, can you see what brilliant movements these are to keep most of us more flexible all the time? If you can already get your feet behind your head, you're probably just watching with popcorn, laughing at me. And as long as you like and subscribe, that's fine. Now watch this. I'm going to put my left elbow inside my left knee, this pressure point. I'm going to lean over, and then I'm going to straighten my right arm and push my right knee all the way down. Some people have got these arms that are longer than their legs. This is the only way they can do this. Okay, come on up. Now I'm going way over here. Now I'm pushing that one all the way down. If you got tight gears, tight groins, you're moaning and groaning. Good, now if you do that for a while, guess what? Both your arms straighten, both your knees go all the way down. This could take 4 or 5 weeks. Drop your chin, lean forward. Scream if you need to, just make sure that you're muted. If you're really tight and just tuning in, we're going to have to do a little work together. We're going to have to bring in the excavators and stuff. It's worth it. Okay, now bring your knees in together. This is called little kids sitting on the floor in kindergarten. Bring your heels into your bottom like little kids can. Maybe you can't. Wrap your knees. Wrap real tight. Now, my friends with those really long arms, they can cross their hands and grab outside their feet. So sometimes long arms help, and sometimes they get in the way. Float your head up. Drop your chin down. And squeeze the stuffing out of yourself. If you don't get squeezed every now and then, we get all filled with gunk. So if you have a main squeeze, congratulations. Have them squeeze you sufficiently, at least once every other day. But you can always squeeze yourself, take matters into your own hands. You realize, of course, you have all the love in the universe inside of you. It's great to get it from somebody else. I'm a big fan, but don't be overly dependent upon that. Some people think all the love's on the outside, and man, that is a scary place to live. In fact, we're going to pray that is no longer our condition, hands and feet. God, remind us that all the love in the world is inside of us, and while we love getting it from the outside, we are not overly dependent upon it. That just makes you more receptive anyway. Praying with your hands and feet is what you do when you want something really bad. Maybe you want another Tesla. I was thinking today's the first day I really thought maybe I'll get a Tesla. I just hadn't really occurred to me before. Okay, good. Now, we need some Wednesday controversy, don't you think? So we're going to do a controversial pose. And the pose is, well, it's so easy for so many of you because let me check. Over 1 million people viewing around the world. I bet over 100,000 of you can kneel without any problem. But I'm an expert kneeler, except I got this little meniscus thing right here, and my knee says, don't you dare. So I prayed to the yoga angels and they sent me 2 yoga blocks. Now I can do a bunch of cool kneeling stuff without screaming in hideous agony if my knee locks. So what I do is I've learned with my smaller than average brain, and extreme coordination. You see, if I can do yoga, anybody can do yoga. That's part of what I'm proving, is if I can do it, anybody can do it. So now I'm kneeling, but I'm sitting up on 2 blocks. But you might be thinking, but I can easily kneel. Why should I sit on 2 blocks? Don't. I'm making this available for more people. Okay, so when I sit up on 2 blocks, I can kneel with relative impunity. So even kneeling if I lace my hands and drop my chin, this is called a meditation seat. So now we're just going to meditate for 20 minutes. Just kidding. But kneeling is a super important pose, and I want to make sure I can kneel for the rest of my life, even while I'm waiting for my meniscus operation. Kneeling stretches the top of your ankles, releases your hips, gives you that deep knee crease, aligns your pelvis, makes you more charming, increases your sense of humor. It's humbling to kneel, isn't it? Now, this is interesting. When you're kneeling, can you lean back a little bit? And whoa, the floor is too far away. So I've got to lean all the way back to here. Can you do this? Remember, I'm for everybody. Can you lift your hips up off of your heels and stretch your buns up? That's called camel pose. For me, because I'm sitting on these 2 blocks, leaning back is harder than it would be otherwise. Now, if you can't do a particular pose, just curse me and wait for 20 seconds and another pose will come along. I've been cursed a lot. I'm not scared of it. You can't say anything to me that I don't say to myself. Okay, now get out of that pickle. Now, this is why I'm doing this, because now I can drag my left foot out. See that? Half kneeling, half squatting. This is as important a yoga position for everybody as there is. Now, if you are sitting all the way down, it's harder to get in that pose, but you asked for it. Now I'm going to pull my heel way in. I'm looking down at my left heel and I'm bringing it in underneath me. And then I'm leaning all of my weight down into my left thigh. And this stretches my left lower calf muscle, the soleus, and my left Achilles tendon, which nobody ever stretches. So sometimes we hear of people 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, and they blow out their Achilles, and then it's not good. It's not good. So let's avoid that by stretching our Achilles tendon, keeping it supple, juicy, soft, pliant, pink. And I do this a lot, and I've been doing it for a long time, and it just still feel tight. It feels as tight as a boiled, can't say owl anymore. Feels tight as a boiled woodpecker. Looney looked up on that one. He has a catio outside and he can actually go up into the trees, but he still can't get the birds. It's pretty cool. It's a good time to think about stuff, figure out your life. What about the future? What's going to happen? Something wonderful. Okay, I think if I go any longer, I'll lose clientele. So come up and out. Good job. Doesn't that feel good? Now, there's a really cool twist. Arms up. Cactus. Inhale. Now turn left as far as you can. Way left. Now, hook your right elbow outside your left knee. Now you might be thinking I should have sat on a block, and I'm not feeling sorry for you because I gave you every opportunity to do this. Now, my right hand doesn't go down to the floor because I'm sitting on a block. Now I'm just going to lean down into my left thigh. Now I'm going to get a squishy twist. This is good for, how can I say this with constipation. If you have consternation over constipation, this will give you liberation and jubilation. Sometimes I take my left arm behind my back and I use it kind of as a lever to turn a little more. Lean down. If you're enjoying the poses, great. If you're not, do them anyway because it'll make the other 23 hours and 50 minutes of your life worth living. It's no fun living in a jacked up body. Okay, inhale, come out of that. Beautiful. That was smart yoga right there. How about take this leg and just go like that? Now we're in a pose called Ardha Virasana or Triyang Mukhapada Paschimottanasana. There's controversy in the yoga world, a lot of multiple names. Now, I don't know anybody but my friend Helga who likes to forward fold over her leg in this pose. And if you can't do something, just do the best you can. Make something up. This really isolates the underseam of your left leg. If you stretch it a lot, it won't be so tortuous, like anything in life. If you only flossed like once a year, oh man, gross. Every day, we take a pragmatic approach to life in this class. Good. Come up out of that one. Now here is the exciting part. I take this and I put this back in my holster. That's hard if you're sitting on the floor, but I told you could use blocks. Drag your right foot out, get a little rug burn on the top of your right foot. Nothing like a little rug burn, I always say. Now, here's the key. You just keep dragging your right heel underneath you as far as you can, as long as your right heel stays down. Them's the rules. For me, that's about right there. I don't have the world's bendiest ankles, so this has helped so much. I have very strong ankles, but I don't have the kind of ankles that allow me to squat with my heels down. But if I'm ever going to do it in a future lifetime, it's going to be this. Lean over your right thigh. If you're an artist, this is like Rodin's The Thinker. That, you know, that big statue, the guy who forgot where he put his clothes, trying to remember. Lean forward. I wouldn't get up either if I was him, especially in the middle of a park. Now your calves should be mooing right now. They should be mooing. If you watch a lot, you might have noticed only two of your guitars are up there, Greg. Where's the third one? It's still in the case. Been busy today. You can't rush a pose like this. This is where you really have to yin it. If you just do it for 5 seconds, the tightness in your body is just going to laugh at you and say, "Ha, that made us tighter." But you give it a minute, something actually happens. Plus, this is better than doing sit-ups and push-ups. Wow, a lot of you are liking and subscribing. That's really cool. Thank you. Okie doke. Come on up. Now that really cool kneeling twist. This is a variation of something that's so much harder you don't even want to know. Inhale up. This time to take our arms out, we'll lace our hands behind our head so we look cool. Now I'm just going to turn to the right as far as I can. So far, in fact, I can see my cat. Good, now I'm going to push my knee over to the left, turn more, and hook my, maybe you're way up here, you can't twist that much. We still love you. I've got friends, they can bring their shoulder outside their knee and bring their left hand flat on the floor. Then their right arm goes all the way behind their back, grabs their left thigh from the front. That is some crazy stuff. Then after I get in it, then I lean forward and it's Katie, bar the door. Katie, unbar the door. This gets so many different pressure points. Gets you open in your body, squeezes out painful patterns of perception. Makes you super smart. You get more likes on Facebook. More people will come to your classes. Oh. I wouldn't make it without my yogas. Okay, come on up, kids. Triang, Mukhapada, Paschimottanasana, Tanasana. Extend your right leg out. I'm just going to fold over my right leg. Don't bounce. Don't compare yourself to other people. It's not fair to them. Relax your shoulders. Breathe into it. When you run into the dead end, just make friends with it. Get to know yourself. Get to know your own body. It's with us for a long time. We should know it. If you're watching and thinking, wow, I'm way more flexible than that guy is, good, man. Good for you. Yay. If I inspire you in that way, that's spectacular. Relax your head. Tell your friends, there's this guy on the internet, he's got 1 billion followers and he's not that flexible. Go ahead. Impugn my dignity. Come on up, you guys. No, actually, just love me. Now I'm going to bring my right foot in. Now I can pull this one out simultaneous. That's hard. I have friends that can do that, but it's easier when you're sitting up on blocks. Now I'm going to pull my heels way in. I'm just going to, this is called squatting for everybody. Don't worry, we're almost done with the sequence. Be a couple months before we do it again. Like and subscribe anyway. Good job. Okay. Now, as we used to say back in the polo days, dismount. Polo is one game I will never play in this lifetime, I think. Ponies are too expensive, and horses scare me. Okay, plant your hands in your feet and lift up. This is the counter pose for everything that we just did. Smart, huh? Lift up. Good, you guys. Now, have a seat for a sec. Now, I simply insist that you have some blankets around, and you can just have regular blankets. Now, you might say, what's the difference between a yoga blanket and a regular blanket? Yoga blankets cost 3 times more because they have the word yoga in front of them. That's about it. But anyway, this is called sit down yoga. I'm here all week long. Now it's a very interesting pose. You probably should watch before you lay on your back, but I'm gonna put something underneath my neck. Look, now all I've done, I'm lifting my head high. I love my job. My head is supported, my knees are in. Do you see a theme developing for our class tonight? I do. Now, this might be it if you're really tight, you're brand new and you were praying for some way to start moving in your life again. But if you can, you reach up, you grab your big toes and you widen your feet like goalposts. And this is when you want to have a little banky underneath your head. And now we're going to do this joyful, tedious, delightful, miserable, glorious, horrible pose for about a minute. If you can't grab your feet, just grab down here. You're going to have to do something. When I go see my guitar teacher, he's been playing for 40 years. I've been playing for 2 years. He just says, this is where you're at, and this is what you're going to do. It would be nice if I could teach you something like way more advanced, but it would be a waste of your time and a waste of my time. So do what you can do. You've made your bed, now make it. Remake it. What does this stretch? I think a more appropriate question is, what doesn't this stretch? This gets all the down there area, south of the border. My lower back releases, my groins, my hamsters, folds my hip flexors, relaxes my shoulders, bends my knees, gets deeper areas that we won't go into. It's nobody's business. It's your business. Take care of business. Good. Now, my favorite pose, laying on my back with my feet up. This is called Viparita Karani. Yogis' poses have all these fancy names. Just means laying on your back, legs up. And the challenge is to do it patiently for about a minute or 2 minutes. That's what I love about Wednesday yoga, because it's Wednesday and you take your time. Good time to check your email if you are a frantically obsessive and compulsive person like me. I don't do yoga because I'm a saint. I do yoga because I can be awfully agitated sometimes. God gave me yoga, you too. Now legs out to the side, the splits. Now, if you don't like this, there's something I always say. If you don't like this, too bad. It'll get better. It's an acquired taste. It's like Brussels sprouts. I went a good deal of my life without considering a Brussels sprout. I wouldn't even try it. Then I tried it and was like, that was a big mistake. But now it's like, you fry up some Brussels sprouts and pig fat and butter and Crisco. I'll eat them all, baby. Ankles, 5, 4, 3. Other way, 1. See, we get down to philosophy in this class. We get down to what matters. Point your toes like ballerinas. Remember, just do it for as long as you can. If one of your legs breaks off, you'll be okay. Good. Now bend your knees. Bring your knees in together. Set your feet on the floor. Yeah. I'm going to bring my feet in together, and now I'm going to let my knees flop open like an encyclopedia. Turn your encyclopedia to G for groins, and then let the encyclopedia flop open. Now, if this is really horrible, God invented yoga blocks, and you could put, say you heard your leg splitting or your underpants ripping, you just put something underneath your knees for half a minute. Better your underpants rip than the underlying musculature. Plus, in this pose, I can look up and I see 2 velvety cat triangle ears, which just makes me really happy. Simple pleasures. I used to have yachts in France and fly to Dubai and have a Bentley, and so much easier now. Just need the love of my friends and to carry a little light to the world. All's well. Good. Okay, now let's sit up together. Oof. And do yoga. This class is flying by. It's amazing how much fun you have when you're with friends getting limber. By the way, my teacher always, it was verboten. Verboten is French for you can't do that, but verboten to drink water in the class, but I disagree. I have people tuning in all the way around the world, so I'm becoming a polyglot. I'm learning hundreds of languages, so it's French, verboten for drinking during class. One of my best friends who's very German is scowling at me right now. Okay. Supported bridge pose. Here's how we do it. Very simple tonight. Back on my back. Lift up my hiney. Put a block underneath my tail feathers. Now, blocks obviously have a small, medium, and big size. So I'm going from baby bear to medium bear size because compared to most 67-year-old men, I'm pretty flexible in the front of my body. Compared to 13-year-old Ukrainian gymnasts, I'm tight as a boiled woodpecker. So I'm just going to be here. If you want to lift your buns higher, but have the block from your belt line down. And just being in this pose, Setu Bandhu Sarvangasana, will make you extra super happy. Don't turn your head. Breathe from your belly button. Relax your guts. Let your tail feathers settle. Close your eyes. Now it's a little more challenging if you bring your feet and your knees in together. My teacher, when we would do this, he would put a yoga strap around just above my knees and cinch my knees together like he was calf roping a calf at the rodeo, and I didn't like it. Stop thinking. I have this unique superpower. I help people to stop thinking because I confuse and baffle and appall and offend them. So stop thinking. It feels so good to stop thinking. It's like the sequence in my life was stop drinking, and then I could stop thinking. Good. Now, I'm just, see what I'm doing? You probably don't because you're on your back. I'm just bringing my knees in, keeping my knees bent. See the theme for tonight's class? Legs in, knees bent, squeezing into an egg. Don't worry if your knees don't come all the way to your chest. It's okay. Just do this. Now with my right knee in, I'm just going to take my left leg up. It's a cool pose. Now I'm just going to lace over my right knee. If you can't reach your right knee, boy, are you in the right place. Now I'm going to drift my left leg all the way. It's further than I thought. Oh, God. Now, if you have tight hip flexors, tight quadriceps, tight psoas, tight abdominal wall, tight ass, this is pretty good. As Larry David would say, this is pretty good for you. Now, maybe you can't do this. You're just doing a variation. That's okay. Really extend out through that left heel. Try to put your left toes on the floor. Relax your shoulders. Don't turn your head. This pose is stronger than I thought, but still I can see my cat, so I know everything's going to be okay. This cat tree and that cat perch, game changer. Everything changed after that. Okay, I'm about ready to scream. Going to bring my left knee in. Going to take my right leg up to the ceiling, lacing over my left knee. And for me, it feels like my right leg is down about now, but there's like hella far to go. Oof. This floor has got to be there somewhere. There it is. Oh, God. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Minnesota yoga. Remember, if you can't do this, just lace barely. Just stay in the class, and blessings are headed your way. Now, there are variations of this so much harder, you don't even want to think about it. But if you've watched this far and you've liked and subscribed, this is about the level that you're at. And we're pushing ourselves and opening up and being patient and not comparing ourselves to contortionists and Cirque du Soleil performers, unless you are one. Good. Now, one more pose tonight. I think you're going to maybe like it. Bringing both knees in. Now I'm going to cross my left thigh over my right thigh. Mini skirt pose. Going to bend my knees. If I could put my left ankle behind my right ankle, which I almost can, I will by summertime. Now I'm going to bring my right foot down. Okay, now I'm going to just simmer and steep and stew and preheat. 375 degrees, 3 minutes. This gets areas where most people forgot they had areas. It's just a big mental dark blank spot way down there somewhere. This will bring you back to life. You'll like it. Your spouse will like it. It'll really be good for everybody. Good. Now bring your knees back in. Switch the cross. If you don't have a significant otter, it may help you find one. Cross your right knee over your left one. Bend your knees. Slink your right ankle underneath your left one. And please to be slowly drifting your left foot down there. So I've been doing yoga before your parents were born, and I'm still tight in there, but I just remind myself how much tighter I would be if I hadn't been doing this. Just would be no fun at all to be in my body. And right now, it is a barrel of laughs to be in my body. Okay, can you take a really big inhale with me? Big hit of nitrous oxide. Inhale. Exhale. I don't like nitrous oxide at the dentist. I don't want to be laughing at the dentist. Good. Now uncross your knees. Now I'm going to lift my booty buns up. Ooh. Going to get the block out of the way. And now, believe it or not, class concludes by stretching your legs out. Maybe you'll put a blanket and a bolster underneath your knees and your neck. And the kids enjoy 5 minutes of bliss and ecstasy pose. I'm going to get up and say goodnight to my bestie, Helga. Ich bin ein Frankfurter. I'll see you, Helga. Love you a lot. I want everybody else in the world on your back in Shavasana. And I'm going to take roll after class, so no cheating. Good, great turnout. Thousands of people laying on their back in unison, including Looney Cat. This is the best of times. Enjoy. I'll get you in 5 minutes. Good. I think you should jiggle your legs out. I think you should oscillate your buns a couple of times, juggle your hindquarters. Relax south of the border down there. Oh, doesn't this feel good? You can fall asleep. I'll wake you up. I've been putting people to sleep for years. Good. Now I could do this for the rest of tonight, but I have an obligation to bring the class to conclusion. So breathe back toward your body. Breathe back into your body if you left your body. You do yoga long enough, you can leave your body, you can go anywhere. But now come back inside your bod. Good. Feel your body weight back on the floor. Feel your clothing on your skin, assuming, of course. Good. Now wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate super spectacular feel good through yourself. I circulate super extra feel good through myself several times during the day, and it really works. Now, curl onto your left side. Curl up in a cute little ball. Good. Now sit up with your eyes closed, nice and slow. Maintain this beautiful, serene, peaceful, mellow feeling in our being. It's good to cultivate this, simmer in it, delight in it. Pause to our beautiful heart. We'll bow our heads to the one who brings us all together. And to the one who brings us all together, thank you, we say, namaste. Now, I don't care what you call the one who brings us all together. There's been too much fighting in the world over the names of that, but it doesn't matter what you call it as long as you call upon it. And I'm glad you called upon this class. Looney thanks you. We've commenced another bath. I will admit he bathes more frequently than I do, and I'm relatively clean. But anyway, please like and subscribe for the cat. Cat needs a new pair of shoes. And we'll see you guys next time. Leave a comment. Looney returns them all.